Evening, gentlemen and ladies, brothers and sisters, viewers all over the world. Good evening. God bless every one of you for coming to my show today. God bless every one of you for coming to my show today. Happy Sunday, family. How was your church today? Me, I don't go to church today. I pray from my house. God bless every one of you. I hope this new week is going to be wonderful and great. It's going to be a perfect week for all of us. This new week we are approaching is going to be a great week for all of us. We are going to excel. God is going to bless us. God is going to intervene in our life. So I really appreciate you guys for liking my video, for sharing my video. The last information I gave yesterday was I'm going to be screaming next week, Saturday, Friday through Saturday, on both Facebook and YouTube. I'm going to be screaming from there. I think I'm going to be doing most of my life now in Facebook. I want to go back to Facebook. Because a lot of people are complaining that, oh, you always tell you, I like YouTube. You know, Facebook has a lot of restriction and all those things. So, and a lot of bad comment in Facebook. But I don't watch comment too. So, I'll be screaming from those, both YouTube and Facebook as from next week. So, brothers and sisters, let me go ahead and share my video before anything. And at the same time, I always tell you guys, I appreciate anybody, brother, at one time, the way you are supporting this platform. Even if it's $4, $3 you are giving for a super chat, God will refill your pocket back. You will never lack. Whoever is trying to support this platform, do show and support this platform. You know, I always say that anything I get here, I'm going to use it to buy a gift for somebody, but I will not mention that person. There are people that need something, especially from Africa. At least support this platform with a super chat. Go to other platform, $20, $10, $50. They are putting there on super chat. What I be getting something here, $1, $2. Even give become a problem. Give whatever lack. If you give, God will bless you. That one will not change anything about your life. Look at Mr. Clement. The other one, brother, Mr. Clement, he has been contributing, supporting $10, €10. It's a big plus to the platform. At the end of the year, I can just, when the money is being cashed out, I can say, okay, let me buy a gift to one of our brother. He need laptop. If the money is, we just bring it and present. This is what Ogele TV fans have given to you. The money we gather at the end of the year. Let's do it together, my brother. Always super chat. Mr. Andrew, God bless you. And welcome to the show. At least you are the first man here today, my brother. You can bless this platform with a super chat. Nothing is too big, nothing is too small. It's not difficult to do. A lot of people are calling me. We don't know how to do it. If I put Nigeria account now, you people will think otherwise. You can put it in, even if it's $10, you can put it in Nigeria account. At least we need to be supporting some people. I see what you guys have done here on this platform. The way we supported Brother Timothy. Why Timothy is not coming to this platform is because of his network. The area that he's staying, there's no network there at all. Before there was network, the network company has problem. That's why we have not been seeing Timothy. Sometimes he call in, he's even paying the man because he asked for laptop and telephone. Is this platform will gather the money? I'll give it to him. We buy it for him. So whatever he contributes here, or any super chat we are going to give to this platform, I'm not going to spend the money for myself. There are people that need it. Like Brother Chris that is coming here every time now. Brother Chris have one phone. If the phone gets spoiled tomorrow, we'll call. At least me and people planning to say if we raise something here, we can even buy him a laptop because he's doing a fantastic job. He's doing an outstanding job here. So God bless you as you contribute to this platform. God will still bless you and contribute to your life. Yeah, Brother Chris, you are welcome, sir.
How are you doing? Happy weekend.
Happy Sunday, my brother. How was your service today?
You're all fine. Yeah.
You want to say that social church now they go for Nigeria. And so
If you don't go to church on Sunday, your neighbor will declare unholy war against you.
They are deceiving themselves.
Absolutely.
God in heaven knows everybody's heart.
Yes.
The white people here, they believe when you give to the people that doesn't have, God will really appreciate you. They like giving. They like giving. They can share with you. So that's why God is still blessing them. In Africa, a lot of big men are around poor people. The poor people are suffering. They don't even listen to them. For a year where we did, so you go cry me to go say you don't get food for us. For example, today will be Sunday. They cannot say you go. What they have, they can share it with you. I'm telling you. They will share it with you.
An average Nigerian man, their mind is very cocky and dirty. They don't care about the life of their fellow neighbors.
They don't care, my brother. That's why Nigeria is not moving forward. It's just the truth. We are too wicked and self-centered. That's the problem of that country. Until Nigeria change from their ways. We must have to change. Sometimes the system in Nigeria, they criticize white people. They are the best people on earth. Somebody that give you a life. Even in your country, the government does not care about you. They don't care about you. Here, if you are sick now, they call ambulance. They don't discriminate. They will just come to your rescue and rush you to the hospital. So the difference is there. You cannot compare this Western world with our people. Our people mad and cocky, according to what you say. They are very wicked.
The Western country is 1,000 years ahead of Africa, Nigeria.
They don't care. Even people that don't have documents here, when it comes to emergency, they will respond. That is human life. But in Nigeria, it's not the case. They don't care.
An average Nigerian man.
Our leader cannot protect us. You are still talking about that country. Is that a country? When you are sick, you are on your own. Nigeria, they will tell you bring deposit. Here, who's going to ask you for deposit? Here, nobody cares.
They believe
you don't have money. They start treating you immediately. Even if you're going to undergo a huge surgery, they will do it. They don't care.
They believe
I have a friend who lives in Rome, in Italy. He was in a coma for almost 3 years. For somebody to be in a coma, do you know how much it costs the government of that land? If it's Africa, they will go and bury that person. The government will take care of it. He was in coma for 3 good years. Tomorrow you come and say black people and white people are bad. Anybody that call white people racist, I will tell them, get the fuck out of my way. You don't even know what you are saying. We are the most worst people on this planet, especially we Nigerians. We are wicked, we are self-centered. We are too wicked. We are heartless human beings. What your government cannot do for you, if you see any foreign country government that is doing, appreciate them. Very, very important. I always say to this platform, what the Norwegian government have given to me and my family. If my children was born in Africa, the government does not care whether I have children. But here the government cares. They care. So I must appreciate them for that. They care. A country where the government is giving you instructions. If you don't even know how to take care of your child, they will take that child from you. And heaven will not fall. They will tell you it's my child. They will not allow you to misuse that child's life. No. Everything that requires to take good care of that child, they will pay for it. They will do it. Go to her. And you cannot win them in the court of law. They will defeat you.
That's a society that is structured, that is planning ahead of time. If you ask the CMD of UBTH today, I'm not even talking of Minister of Health, how many children were given birth to this week? Sometimes he can't even tell you. If you ask the minister, he can't. If you ask Mr. President, he can't tell you. There is one of our co-presenters. He's always talking about Nigeria don't have data. Where data dey? There is no data in Nigeria now. All this is you are hearing from National Bureau of Statistics. They are all doctored information. There is nothing real there. The government of Nigeria cannot tell you the population of Nigeria.
I know Nigeria does not have data information. I know Nigeria does not have data information. We don't have. No one has. My social security number is made for me. Once you enter it on the computer now, my social security number here, when you ask both my birth certificate, my wife is under my own. When I enter my wife's own, my own is under my wife's own. It goes there with the children automatic. It will show on the system.
A black man will say, "A boy family, or you both not get family." Wahala.
No, we need Africa need to change their mindset. With our lives in diaspora, majority of us is telling them the truth. This is your right as a human being. You don't need to live like animal in your country when you have what it takes to live a better life. You have everything that takes and makes a man to live a better life. The resources is there, but the government is just mismanaging it. Nobody's speaking out. Every year in Norway, Mr. Chris, let me tell you something. Do you know that government must increase everybody's workers must get increasement of their salary? If they increase food today in the supermarket, automatically your salary must be increased.
Do you know where the problem lies? Every 4 years, there's always an election. And during or before the election, there's always a campaign. Probably the manifesto of each of these political parties, that is what they are going to be singing with, that's what they're going to interpret, that's what they're going to tell the people. But in each of the political party, you know, I want to feed the candidate in each of these political parties today. No one of them can tell you vividly what they have at their manifesto or in their manifesto. They can't tell you exactly what they have at their manifesto. Okay, if you don't have a manifesto as a political party, what are you going to dish out to the people? How would the people not hold you accountable for the statement you make? You understand? It's like when the governor was coming to Edo State, he said, I will give you insecurity. Yes, that was the statement he made while he was in the podium. You understand? And actually, when he came, he actually gave the people insecurity. So it's an unfortunate situation where people are not prepared for leadership. Soon as you start seeing it. And one of the problems African Nigerians have, they don't read. They don't read. Hillary Clinton, while she was doing her master's in Oxford University, she made first class. She researched 500 textbooks on the course of her master's.
To rock. How can?
Yeah, Chris, just hold on first. I'm coming on. Sorry for that. I want to play this video again. I'm trying to put it here. Yeah, go ahead. When the video kickstart, I will tell you to stop. Go ahead. I'm doing something.
What I was trying to say, the kind of leadership we have here, people don't read. People at the leadership position, or you want to assume leadership position, without you having something in your head, how would you be able to lead the people? Hillary Clinton, I just stopped with her own side of life while she was a student, you know, doing her master's in Oxford University. She made the first class. Herself and the husband attended the same school. You understand?
Yeah, go ahead.
She made the first class. The husband also made the first class. Do you know she researched 500 textbooks while she was doing her master's? Now, there's a senator in Benin. I wrote something about him over the night. Somebody was trying to question my writing in respect of the man. I said, no, we don't need minds. We don't need those people with a very powerful and big shoulder. We don't need them. We need people that have something in their head. We need civilized Democrats. We don't need Agberu. We don't need idiots to represent us. The people of Edosa, they are languishing now as a result of bad leadership. You know, if we go to feed people who are not supposed to be in a certain position, people will go to lament. Edosa, we need a responsible and a disciplined father who will represent us in the next 4 years. So we don't just say because, oh, probably you have the money, you have the influence, you can just spring from nowhere and you want to become a senator. I think the people, they are wise enough now. The people going to resist the leaders, going to resist their political party, and whosoever that comes from their mind, that is the man they will vote for. Enough is enough. And I want to urge our people, Edo people, Nigerians, don't let your father, don't let your mother convince you the party you have to vote for. Don't let your pastor, any institution, don't allow them to convince you. Because the situation Nigerians are facing today, it is nobody's business. Your religion leader, they are not interested, because when the president is coming, this same religion, they are the one the president is going to see. They are the one the governor is going to see. They are the one the senator is going to see. They will not see you. So let them not convince you to vote for a particular candidate or a particular party. The party you know that will kind of butter your bread, that is the party you are supposed to vote for. So don't listen to any of these people. Probably they call themselves leader. Who is a leader? A man who is a failure from his home is telling you that he's a leader. He's not a leader. Anybody can become a leader. So we must be very careful. We've been here in the past 3.5 years now. Tinubu administration, Muhammadu Buhari administration. We know how they handle Nigeria economy. We know how they fail the people. We are seeing their inability to deliver the dividends of democracy to the people. Now, why will you be convinced by a man who probably is profiting from the failure of this government, from the failures of this administration? They will come and tell you, say, I beg, just vote for her. Na particular tone, na Yoruba tone, na sad night. No! We don't care where the president will come from. I'm not interested where the president is coming from. But my joy is that we need a man who can protect lives and property. A man that can make policy that can change the life of an average Nigerian man. A man that can provide security for the average Nigerian man. Not a man that will be wearing agbada 24 hours of the day. The man wouldn't know that the ordinary man belly they hot for streets. So we don't need people like that. We need people who age is on their side. We need people with intelligent background. We need people that is educated. We need smart people. We need people that understand the dynamics of the global and economic politics. Not all these their local and naive politics they are playing now. It's not helping us, and it has not helped us. You understand? This is the only country in the world where people who ordinarily are already great-grandfather, they want to become a president. We saw the like of Obama when he became a president in the United States of America. Nobody thought, a black man for that matter, he just became a president. I remember one of the former commissioner in this state said that Obama won an election. I made a statement on that, but I think somewhere around the Airport Road. You understand? I think about a few days ago, I just read through the speech delivered by the former US President, Barack Obama. If he was an empty brain, a brainless man, America would have allowed him to go there. Go and check the profile of those who have lead America as a president. Go and check their profile. Go and check their thinking, their mental thinking. Smart, intelligent people. It's only in Nigeria they can just bring one bube, one old man, one great-grandfather. They'll just bring and come. They come to guide us. When they are working, the police, the colonel, and the brigadier general, they are guiding them. But I have not seen any major general. I have not seen a chief of army staff in the US guiding American president. Because the environment is safe, their society is safe. All the gadgets that will protect Mr. President are already in place there. But in the case of Nigeria, you see a president, somebody will hold his hand, the other one will hold his leg. Which kind of life? Such a man that is over papa, will he know that the people are actually going through problems? He wouldn't know. I saw one of I don't know whether it's a European country, but he's a white man. He was going to commission a certain project or go to deliver his speech somewhere. It was raining. I saw it was drizzling on that very day. The man didn't allow anybody to use umbrella to cover him. The man just brought umbrella himself. It was just a kind of covering himself. But if it were to be Nigeria, the president will not come down. Even the vehicle the president or the car the president is using, somebody will look for a canopy to guide the the vehicle. Not even the president now. So a country and a society where you have people like that, don't expect anything great from there. They are just only after themselves. They are after themselves. You understand? You can see Obi now. Obi is just everywhere. Obi is already like an elected president. He's just like an elected president. You see people are coming out online. We not say you give us money, but we want to join your party. We were with you in Labour Party. We were with you in APC. We were with you in SYZ Party. Now you have gone to NDC. We are going with you. People are just coming out. We want to go with you. If the man, if he's not having a good profile, there is no way Nigeria will have been clamoring that they want to support him.
Yeah.
Obi doesn't have the money to share. He doesn't have the money. But you can see the crowd that is going alongside with Obi. You can see how much does he have? He doesn't have the money. But Nigerians are just saying, we just need a change. We need a man that can secure our life. We need a man that can protect our life. We no longer need all these old men, all these people that cannot even pronounce their name. Those people that cannot even know the number of states we have in Nigeria. We don't need them. We need a responsible and a smart young man who can pilot the affairs of this country. Yeah? So I don't really know what is going on in Africa, Nigeria. It's a whole lot of story. Yeah? I don't know our Senate and the House of Rep. They are supposed to come up with a law that once you are above 65, 70, you are not allowed to become a president of this country. You can go to the Senate, become a bube there. But once you want to become a president, there must be age limit. That is the reason why old man, old woman, everybody want to become a president. They are not just after the people, they are just after what they are going to collect from there. Whether the people is going to perish or whether it is going to happen to them, it's none of their business. How long shall we continue like that? It is like that. Yes, they want to make reference to Joe Biden. There's already a format in the United States of America. There's already a platform through which they operate. Nigeria don't have a platform. We are just there. Mr. President can just come up. If there's a policy left behind by the former president of US now, the coming one will only come and make some little adjustment if need be. But if he's not going to make adjustment, he's going to continue. But in the case of Nigeria, once a new president comes, the old policy he met on ground, he will destroy them. Use Edo State for example today now. Would you say the policy left behind by Obaseki, Okpe will look into it? What was the agenda while he was coming as a governor of Edo State? What did he promise Edo people? And even while he's in the office now, what is he intending to do for the people of Edo State now? Nothing. Nothing. You see, the Benin, they are one of the most terrible tribes in the world. Obaseki came. Obaseki designed a platform you and I stand to gain from. Our yet unfortunate stand to gain from. The Benin didn't allow it, especially on the issue of these land grabbers, those criminals, those CDA chairmen on Leimi we are. They will sell one land for 100 people.
Let me appreciate this person that gave me this super chat. God bless you for this €5. Just support this platform today. God will continue to refill that your pocket back. These are the kind of people I need in my platform. These are at least let's support this. You cannot be on platform every day for more than 2 hours. You cannot even realize $20, $30. At least Brother Chris is here. I'm declaring it to everybody today. Before now to August, let's do something. So he need a laptop. He's using one phone because the phone is even tired. I saw the phone in Nigeria the other day. When I'm going home by January, I'm going to give him a new phone. But we need a laptop for him because I'm bringing him live. He need a laptop also. Let's support this platform by super chatting. At the end of the day, when the money is okay, I can bring out the money and send it to him. I'm going to go and buy a laptop. I'm not doing it for myself. Let's help one another. God bless you, whether a man or woman, whether Ebony, I don't know. You name that. Yeah. So, whether Ebony go that support this platform with €5, God bless you. Wherever you bring the money from, you will never lack my sister or my brother. God bless you. Go ahead, sir.
Now, when Obaseki came, Obaseki tried to design a platform through which, when you acquire a property or a landed property in Benin, that property will be safe and secure. It didn't go down well with Obaseki. Those people who called themselves stakeholders, they said no, they won't allow it. CDA chairman, they started fighting from behind. Those people who called themselves leaders, those people who probably feel the state belongs to them, they started fighting Obaseki from behind. But Obaseki was doing it not just for himself as a person. You can't take Obaseki land. When he acquired a land, you can't take his land. But he was doing it to protect probably those who do not have that power to protect themselves. Let the law, let the government protect them. Today, my brother, if you buy a land in Benin, even with your CFO, they are still dragging it with you, which you are aware. Your father is a victim. Yes. A plot of land that was acquired before the birth of my father with CFO and all. The community are still dragging the land. Yes. How will people come to invest in a state like that? Now, when Okpebolo came in as a governor, Okpebholo didn't want to a kind of support an idea like that. He didn't want to support such a policy. He didn't want to say, okay, let's see if there's any great area which we can amend. No, he tactically abandoned it. Now all the CDA chairmen, they are back to the streets because they have no other means of getting money other than selling one land to more than 20, 50 people at a sitting, which is very wrong. Now, what is the essence of we voting for a particular government or voting for government? Is to protect our life and property. We do appreciate that government does not share money on the street, but when the government come up with a good policy, the people will smile. The Edo people, especially the Benin people, I am not talking of people from Edo Central. I'm not talking of people from Edo North. No, they are not the issue. We are talking of people from Edo South. They are the one creating problem for Edo people, for the whole of Edo State. The people of Edo State, they are the one creating problem. You buy a land while you are sleeping at home, somebody's already laying the foundation at night. What kind of society are we living? You want to tell me the government is not aware, members of assembly are not aware, our traditional institutions are aware, religious leaders are not aware, but everybody's keeping mute. We still live in a state of nature, the survival of the fittest. How long shall we continue like this? The Europeans never live this kind of life. The Americans never live this kind of life. If America decide to destroy their country, the Europeans decide to destroy their country, where do we run to? We constantly run to that place. When the Benin,
Chris, I'm not stopping you here. This reminds me of one thing you just mentioned on this broadcast. God bless you for reminding me to say this thing today. You see, a case of my father's land that they are dragging with me now. In a Edo, we have a tradition, we have a culture. They said when you destroy a cross, if you do am I?
Yes.
Now, yes, in case of my father's property, the pantry that was yielding money, people uproot it. That's something that has been planted since 2006. It's now yielding money. You went to the farm, they removed all the pantry that is more than 1,000 pantries. How will go? How you going to explain that one to the world? This is a man that is paying tax to the state. He's paying tax, it's not free. They bring the whole meat down. They uproot the pantry. For that pantry to grow to that extent, okay, the someone produce. It can take more than 5-6 years. But they brought it down. You see, you make me to remember that people never respect the tradition, the law in that state anymore because of their self-center, because of their greed. Before we go ahead, there is a video I'm going to play to you today in a TV, a News Central TV. They were interviewing people in Edo. Now I'm not seeing some people in my state know that Tinubu has failed the entire nation. They were in the street interview. Let me play the video so that you see what is going on in Edo.
They are on dead state. There is nothing, no single sector is working. Talking about electricity that he said he was going to fix, that if he does not fix electricity within 1 year of being in power, that they should not vote for him again. I just pray that we all Nigerians will be wise to hold him accountable by his word, because he has underperformed. He fell below the belt in that sector. Even the other time, somebody promising to revive electricity sector is installing a solar in Aso Rock. How can that kind of person now give you electricity? We not pay for darkness. So, in fact, Nigeria is now, undergoing darkness more than the kingdom of darkness. In fact, yes, should even be the headquarters, because I should say for Hellfire, I said that they see light past the way when they see for Nigeria. Yeah. In my own times, if I want to score President Tinubu today, being 29th, being Democracy Day in power sector, I will say he is a monodecimal failure. He has failed woefully. In fact, if he's a child going to school with this kind of result that President Tinubu has, he will never be qualified to enter any school again.
His policies are not people-oriented. and it has no way of improving the lives of an average Nigerian, and it has nothing to do with improving our GDP and affecting per capita income of each average Nigerian or every Nigerian. In terms of security, you will agree with me that insecurity has become an order of the day, where women and children and even men are kidnapped, women are raped to stupor, and children are being maltreated, kidnapped, and kept hostage without any rescue. So if you also talk about agriculture, you will also understand that even our farmland today has been taken over by bandits and hoodlums, and an average farmer, like subsistent farmers, barely go to farm these days, and that has affected our food supply. The staple food we have in Nigeria has gone down. People find it very difficult now to put food on their table because production has gone low.
The cost of everything is too high. So we are not enjoying a president. We are not enjoying anything. Everything is too high, this country. We are suffering. Everybody's hungry. Kidnapping, killing everywhere. The cost of the lights is too high because some of us are buying a card. The card is too high. The cost of the prices is too high. When we buy now, once 2 days, 3 days, it will finish. You will go and buy another one.
Chris, show your response to that video, because you have been talking about this thing on this platform. The cost of it, because it stays there. You know, most of the people that live in diaspora, some people have never been at home for more than 10, 12 years. I have been to Nigeria for almost 3 months ago. I know how people live life. These are in the streets of Benin when people were in. Everybody speak negative about Tinubu. If I'm coming here to talk about the president, people think maybe I hate him. The man is not performing. We should not deceive ourselves. That video you watch now, what is your take on that matter, my brother?
Yes, the Englishman will say the drums of war is sounding clear enough. A man hardly know who missed the Waterloo. That's the issue of Tinubu today. Yes, they spoke excellently well. They never insulted him or a kind of disrespect him. But they were just trying to tell you what is happening in Nigeria. And that's the exact situation of what is happening in Nigeria. In terms of power supply, I think the government has actually failed. Now, security, the government has failed woefully. The issue in Oyo, the issue is some parts of the northern state, and you see the reason why that of Oyo is a kind of creating some tension today now is just recent. The one that is happening in some part of the northern state, they don't even they are already coping with the situation. You understand? So nobody actually know that things like that do happen. Maybe when you go to the northern part of the country, but the reason why they are making reference now, the thing is heating up now, is because the people of Oyo or the western state, they've not naturally experienced it in that manner, but they are just coming down to their domain. Then in terms of security, they talked about now, cost of living actually has gone up in Nigeria. People can't go to farm. They can't go to farm. The reason why they cannot go to farm, they are afraid that probably when they go to farm, these mindless criminals, they might be on the way. And if they are caught on the way, they will pay either with their life or they will be taken somewhere. They will go collect ransom. So people are gradually drifting to the urban center. The urban center is over congested. There is no place for people to survive. People are running away from villages. When you come to Benin, let me use Benin for a case study today. Now, the whole of the northern youth, they are back to Benin. Now, the question you need to ask yourself, what are they doing in Benin? But these are people who were ordinarily farmers in their own locality. They never take coming down to Benin. But suddenly, as a result of the insecurity that has before their community and their state, they are looking for a safe haven. And look at, they've come with their culture. We are never part of their culture. They came in with their belief, with their faith, and all kind of way of life, which is not our own way of life. The host community, we are finding it difficult to cope with them. But they are seeing it, yes, it's a normal thing, but we are seeing it as an abnormal situation. Do you know what? Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
There's a place called Total in New Benin. Now there are those aboki that do below the change there. You know, mostly they have a way of doing their things. Naturally, when you wake up in the morning and you meet a wet ground, you don't step on it. You don't go close to it because you don't know what happened there. One of my younger brothers served in the northern states. While they were orientation camp, they told them that when you see any wet place in the street, or that's on the street, don't step on it. If you step on it, whatever you see there, you are up to it. It was a part of the orientation they gave to them. Now, when you go to that spot I just mentioned now, that is where the whole of Aboki in Yubi, that is where they wash their leg. That is where they wash their head. When you go there as early as 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, the only thing you see there, that is the place the governor buy vegetable, the commissioner, the traditional rulers, the religious leader, the youth, the employed, the unemployed. That place they are washing their leg. That is where they assemble their vegetable before they start dispatching them. Sometimes when I see it, I say this country, you get as a BO. There is no safe place as far as this country is concerned. So all the respondents, they spoke brilliantly well. They just exposed the secrecy of Tinubu. Tinubu cannot lead this country for the second term. Nigeria should wake up. Nigeria should wake up. The complaint of an average Nigerian man today, it doesn't make them tribal. It doesn't make them anti-democrat. It doesn't mean that, oh, they don't believe in his own. He doesn't have ideology. His policies are not friendly. His policies don't help the economy of Nigeria today. Nigerians are just paying for it. Do you know what he did? Now, the agricultural sector is the sector that actually accommodates more unemployed people. It also creates jobs for the unemployed people. Do you know what the federal government did? In a commando style, they are importing to the country. Now, our local production, people no longer patronize. Now, what they did was to bring down the price of our local production, and people who invested their money into the agricultural sector, today they are lamenting, they are crying. They are crying. Because why? Government have been able to substitute it with other countries' produce or other countries' product. Those who invested their money, they have no place to go to. So I don't know the kind of government we have today and the policy they have initiated that is hurting, pursuing the people. Look at our paper currency. Nigerian money does not have value as far as I'm concerned. I said it yesterday. I said just like a beetle and a baka in the market. It's like a bag of gari. When you look at the value, it's nonsense. Nonsense. On the issue of electricity, when you buy a card with just one fridge, with your one TV, my brother, before 3-4 days, the card is awful. With 35 or 75 new minimum wage, how can people survive without peanuts? And yet, that same man whose ideology have hurt Nigerians in the past 3 years, that same man is telling Nigeria, I want to come back. Nigeria should wake up. Nigerians must wake up. I saw the minister of FCT, what's his name? Wike. He said Tinubu deserves second term. Nigeria must vote for him. I just asked him a question. Is he, are you commanding Nigerians or you are appealing to Nigeria that this man has failed? But let's see how we can be of help to him. Promise us that he will do better if given the opportunity. But he was commanding Nigerians. The reason is that the state instrumentality, the government agency, saddled with the responsibility of managing our electoral system. They are the one giving Nigerians problem, i.e. INEC, judiciary, and some of our security agents. They are the one giving Nigerians problem. Ordinarily, when the man is not performing, you don't need to go consult a soothsayer. The man, after the expiration of his term, he's not coming back. If he tried to contest, he will win an election. It's like a former president trying to contest now. I don't know the magic that is going to happen that will make him to win the forthcoming election. It's not possible. His leadership has been tested. Most of the problems Nigerians are facing today, I think he also contributed towards it. If he hasn't given Muhammadu Buhari that opportunity, if he was a smart and intelligent president, Buhari would have come in. And I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't say he's a dull president. He was smart, educated, at least a PhD holder. But there was a tribal battle of who control Aso Rock, who control Nigeria for another 4 years again. The Yorubas and the Hausas, they said no. They don't want it because it's from the minority. But today, when Buhari came, Buhari didn't change the status quo. It didn't change the future of the Northerners. They have problem of insecurity. They have problem of poverty. They have all kind of ungodly problem domiciled within the Northern region. The Yoruba thought, oh, probably when their son come in as a vice president, they become an America overnight. But little did they know that magic will not happen. It will happen, and it didn't happen. Now, today, their son just left as a vice president. Their son is there as a president. But if you check the South African, those who came back from South Africa during the last trip, before this one that is also going on now, I think people from Ogun, they had the highest record. That's where prominent Nigerians, prominent leaders who have led this country right from the days of it, that is where they came from. But they have not been able to change their life. So we need a responsible man, a man that have future, a man that mean well for this country to pilot the affairs of this country. Not a man that just want to get himself into power. When he gets there, today in Europe hospital, next tomorrow Chinese hospital. We don't need people like that. We need people who will bear and accommodate the situation we have found ourselves in this country. When Mr. President is sick, he should consult UBTH, consult UCH, consult our local hospital. Stop going to UK, stop going to France, stop going to Netherlands, stop going to US for treatment. Let's see how we can drive our system. It's not favoring us today. Nigerians are complaining, Nigerians are in pain over the poor administration of this Tinubu-led administration. I just believe that we don't need much campaign. We don't need to go to classroom to know that, yes, Tinubu have actually hurt Nigeria. Even the removal of subsidy, which we thought probably would have changed Nigeria's fortune. Now, the excess crude oil, this excess money they have gathered from the removal of fuel subsidy, where has the money been channeled into? Where is the money going to? Where is the money? What have they used the money for? So it's a whole lot of questions, sometimes begging for answer. Even Mr. President himself, when they ask him questions, he can't give an answer. One is cut off from the people, is not within the people. He is not aware of what is going on. One, age is not on his side. He can't sit down and read for 30 minutes. He can't glance through. The man is too old. The man is weak already. So Nigeria need a vibrant and an intelligent man who can pilot the affairs of this country for the next 4 years. Thank you, my brother.
E.G. Peter Obi. Yeah, my brother.
We are coming there.
Yeah, we still go back to the area of security. You see, when we talk about your state, we are from the southern part of Nigeria. I know northern part of Nigeria, we are all Nigerians. We are all one Nigerians. This is what Unade was talking about. A time will come, they will surround the whole of the country. That is where we are heading to now. There's a video I'm going to show to you. Now, the way those guys, those young children, they tie their hand and tie their face, met a robber. I think you know those robbers we used to fetch water at that time. They will put it on the fire and start dropping it on their back. These children was rolling in the floor. Now I hear it on the news today. Now the president is now directing military men to Oyo after almost 20 days. Do you think those children can still survive? Let's go ahead and watch this video, my brother. We'll be shocked with what is happening in Nigeria.
Now like this, they take tie those innocent children face for bush and teachers. Now like this, the flame they burn. Now like this, the flame they burn. Now like this, the flame they burn. Now they put out for those children back. Innocent children may go school because you never reach your doorstep. You don't mean say you don't go come outside. As you never reach your doorstep, now like this, the flame they burn. They put out for their back. Both those teachers and innocent children may not do anything just to go school for education. Just in, I beg, I use God beg each and every one of us. Don't we come outside, come get our PVC. Giving time for election, no be time for, no be time when you go come out, no be time when you come and say, you don't go open shop. Get your voter's card. You don't too much. He promise us saying go take care of insecurity. He promise us saying go take care of lights. Tomorrow night they go send an AI. People for Lagos last time, they call an AI. As video go there, now everybody believes say yes. It really happened true. Because you never reach Abuja, you never reach Lagos. We are not saving Nigeria and we are not saving outside. South Africa, they do their own. Ghana, they do their own. Why can't you be saving our country? Mr. President, this thing is not too hard for you to do. What is not happening? We are dying. Everybody is dying. People are crying. Things are happening. Now imagine what is happening. Children are not safe. Even church are not safe. People are dying everywhere. But nobody is saying anything. People's life. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Just a thing. Are we animals in our own country? We don't go anywhere. If we go here, they go kill us. If we go here, they go kill us. We are not just safe. Today, now, if you are listening to me, please let this thing get to the president. And let this thing get to all the whole Nigerians. Go and get your PVC. Go and get your voter's card. Come and vote. You need to vote. You need to come out and vote. Nobody will steal our vote this time around. You need to come outside and vote. It's too much. It's too much. Nigerians, we need help. And like this, they take 5 those innocent children face for bush and teachers.
Let me play the second one again, Mr. Chris. It's a terrible situation, my brother. Chris, respond to that video where they were melting rubber upon the children.
You see,
Innocent children.
before when I see things like that in the social media, or I see it on a kind of a platform like this, I hardly believe until it happened to those our boys. You know,
Okay.
they show them on our local TV here now.
Yes.
I don't need to go and say and I lie. We saw it. I got the video of their situation. You know, there are people who are very close. You know them very well now. I don't have to be mentioning their name.
Yes,
Now, when
yes.
I saw it, I actually know that yes, this actually is happening. Oh, now Rio. Now, one of the problems I just have with Nigeria security agents, I think democracy came to destroy our military, our armed forces, our security agents. Yes, democracy. This afternoon, I was just reasoning within myself. Nigeria army went to Ecomog, Liberia, to go and fight. They brought peace back to Liberia. I think Victor Malu, yes, Major General Victor Malu, a combatant officer, was among the officers that led Nigeria to Liberia. Nigeria were graded as one of the best military in Africa or in the world. Their performance. Then it wasn't a democratic system of government. Now, I also ask myself, if Abacha were to be alive, the late General Sani Abacha, then even the still alive Ibrahim Babangida, if these two men were to be in the army today as a young officer, or while they were head of state then, do you think this terrorism can strike in this country? I ask myself, but I'm very confident Abacha, may his soul rest in peace. If Abacha were to be alive under his administration while he was a president then, I don't think any madman or any drug man will want to practice terrorism under the watch of General Sani Abacha. It will not happen. And if you make an attempt, you will pay with your head. God knows that. But democracy came, they liberalized our armed forces. Our armed forces became like commerce and pawpaw. Our armed forces became catch and carry. I saw one military officer, a major, I don't know whether the wife was kidnapped or killed, or maybe himself was kidnapped, killed. I saw it, it's like I posted it to you. I didn't have that time to read through. Now, what am I trying to say? Before now, when you see a military officer on uniform, you run away from him. You don't want his trouble. But today, military officers are being kidnapped. Just the way you kidnap a teacher. Just the way you kidnap a market woman. So where are we heading to? I also asked myself this afternoon, if a military officer can be kidnapped The kidnapper demanding for ransom for a man trained to protect lives and property. He's now begging people who are not trained. Now, when another country is about to enter our airspace, that we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know. Yes. If within our locality, people are fighting and they remain within our local territory, we are unable to identify them. When another country is invading our country via our airspace, how do we know? We wouldn't know because we don't have the facility, we don't have the knowledge, we don't have the equipment. We are just there. The question we need to ask ourselves, from 2000, or let me say from 1999 to date, where is our budget for defense? Where is our budget for defense? Nigeria should demand, where is our budget for defense? What have they been doing with the money? Where is our asset and what are they doing there? The money there, are they sharing it or they actually buying what they are supposed to buy? So I don't really know. The situation is pathetic and it's uncalled for.
Please, I'm not stopping you. Let's just show the second video before I will contribute. You will contribute. You know why I'm very, very angry? You see, when we were talking about those our little young ones the other day in January, they kidnapped, that God really saved them. When I see their back on TV, you know, I was in Nigeria, I was crying.
Yes, yes.
You see how they brutalize these young boys. That's what they are doing to these women in Oyo State. You know the most painful part of it? This is a digital world. These people are being recorded. Are you not telling me the useless DSS cannot track the telephone? The video are in a public domain. What is the essence of DSS? DSS can only go for those who are talking on media, going after very dark man, going after whether Clark, I don't know, the other guy they arrest the other day. They just fool themselves around. These are bandits showing people on video, so you can't track those videos. What makes you to even publish the video? You have involved yourself in a real society that is working. Let me show you the video. Okay, the video cannot play. I know why they stop it because I'm coming home. I'm trying to do. The video is playing there. I'm coming on, Mr. Chris. Just hold on.
Kun ga mutanen ku nan don ubanku kun ga inda suke kwana.
Chris, I want to ask you a question. These are mothers. Mothers. Eh? You see, sometimes when I saw this video, I always upset about Nigeria. Nigeria should know today we don't have president. Tinubu is not after them. Everybody's just on its own. But the same Nigerians who are still supporting this incompetent government and who have failed the entire nation, who has put Nigeria to this problem we are all facing today. I always say it. Because the government of Tinubu is benefiting you, it shall never be well with you. That money will become a sickness in your life. Because why? Why? These are mother who is trying to look for their daily bread. Is it a crime to be a Nigerian? These are my questions. These are videos the useless DSS can also easily access if they are really ready to protect the life and property of Nigerians. People are beating people, recording them on video. You cannot track that video. All video have GPS. Nigeria is a dead country. Nigeria should not be called a country. Nigeria, desert is better than Nigeria. Desert. You cannot try this thing in Ghana. Ghana. Do you know why we are saying Nigeria has failed? Technology number one. We are talking about technology every time. We be ashamed of Tinubu talking about. Some people don't even know the meaning of technology. A country where there is no electricity, no technology will work there. No, Nigeria is like a hellfire. It's the headquarters of evil and devils in the whole world. Because Tinubu cannot say, I have not seen this video. If we have drones, these people are being kept in the forest in Oyo State. They are not kept in Ghana. They are not kept in the Republic of Benin. They are still in that vicinities. They are still in the same area. If Nigeria have drones to come the whole forest, in a day they can detect where these people is. With helicopter alone, those guys, they are even afraid of them. They are doing all this, they are still afraid of their life. Nobody wants to die. When they see the sound of helicopter, see the only sound of helicopter on that vicinity, they will change their mindset immediately. They will change it. Because while the government of the day, Tinubu is looting Nigerian money to back the source of Nigeria to go and vote for him. And the same dastard and useless Nigeria, they will still go and vote for him. But one day, do that is supporting Igbo government. I don't pray for these kidnappers, bandits to knock on your door. How do you think family of these people, they will all be traumatized, seeing their people brutalized mercilessly in the forest? Especially we that have children here. Do you think if our children see this video, they will talk good about Nigeria? The answer is no. That's why I'm urging all Nigerians that live in diaspora. How much are they going to give you that will change your life? That you cannot make for yourself to go and support a competent leader like Tinubu? I said to people here, nobody should bring Tinubu matter to my table. Whether Tinubu win or he never win, I even regret of supporting him in 2023. I cannot play that tribal politics. Because Tinubu does not care about the ordinary man in the streets. They care about themselves. Are you not telling me if it is Tinubu grandchildren they kidnap since more than 2 weeks, they have not come the whole forest? Or wicked children they kidnap? These are things Nigerians must let to know that these people don't care about them. I'm so upset calling myself in Nigeria. Ordinary Mauritius, last week Mauritius, who is not up to Edo State, they were deporting Nigerians. What is Nigeria looking for in Mauritius? Is it the same government you have? That is the same government they have. They have a very good economy. Nigeria is now running to Mauritius in African country to want for their daily bread. Nigeria is supposed to be ashamed of themselves. Mauritius were returning Nigeria with visa. They came into the country. Port of entry, they denied their visa. Said, no, we don't want to go back. They revoked the visa. So you see, Tinubu and his gang and his cronies, they're supposed to be ashamed. And you see, people will be talking about Nigeria youth. Nigeria youth are even worse than any other thing. What the Nigeria youth need is money. They don't care where the money is coming from. Are you not telling me the Fulani that is engaging those people in the forest, that people from Oyo State is not with them? They are with them. They cannot just come to your community and occupy your forest without the people, the EGG is not working with them.
Now, you just made a statement now. You know, when 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock is a working hour. Whether developed economies or underdeveloped or developing economies, 10 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is a working hour. Now, let me quickly just bring in something here. I think I watched a video clip from Iyekoriomo today. I'm talking of Uromigbe. That's where Odubu came from.
Yeah.
Somebody went there for a kind of correspondent, something stuff like that. I heard the youth say, no Tinubu, I mean, no Okpebolu, no democracy. No Tinubu, no democracy. I just look at them. Even they didn't allow the man to speak to them. They didn't allow the man to talk to them. They were just talking. And I asked myself, that is where Pius Odubu came from. There was not a show for 8 years. They were driving through Delta State, former Agbo College of Education. You should know where I'm trying to describe for you.
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
Now to Iyekoriomo. But that is where Odubu came from. That is where Ize Yamo came from. And some other public officers, that is where they came from. There is no reflection that they had a son who was a deputy governor for 8 years that represented them. There was nothing of such. But while Oshomole was a governor, he quickly and tactically built a university. Before now, let me say about 25 years ago, 30 years ago, nobody knew a place called Iyamo. But suddenly, it's written in the world map today. Iyamo is in the world map. Nigeria people, children from all walks of life, they are attending that university. Now, I now ask myself, who is paying this guy? Are they paid? Are they part of this country? Are they going through what the ordinary Nigerian man is going through in this country?
That's what I'm telling you. They are shameless you. They have given them a Tokyo. They have lost their memory.
Yes. Yes. So when you begin to see things like that, it's an unfortunate situation. And on the issue of scanning the forest and the rest of them, now, will I use this platform to beg politicians? Don't give us road. Give us tracking machine to each of your way in the streets. If we discover that Jessica is not coming home, with his phone number, we should begin to track him. Let our youth be trained on things like that. Yes. But politicians will not discuss it. How much does it cost to track? It's about 25,000 naira.
Okay.
Tracking is 25,000 naira. Now, the government of Nigeria have not been able to make provision. When you go to New Benin police station, Ring Road police station, Ubeku police station, Ikbobaka police station, Ekwenio police station, they don't have tracking machine. And crime is already knocking at the doorstep of every Nigerian, every Edo man. What is our plan? Our religion leader, they don't talk about it. Religion leader, they don't talk about it. Traditional leader, they don't talk about it. The government does not talk about it. How now protect us? Who is now protecting us? And these various body institutions we mention, they get allocation from the federation account. Why are you taking our money when life is no longer secure? Life is not being protected. So I don't really know the kind of leadership that is managing the affairs of Nigeria today. Whether they were once part of this country or they just came from nowhere to assume that they no longer know what is going on. Alex Bade was chief of air staff, something like that, or was chief of air staff under Jonathan's administration. At least a man that rose to that position, you should know he's not a man you see on the streets. But he didn't secure Nigeria, he only secured himself. But the day he was going to die, he died in the hand of miscreants. He died in the hand of idiots. You can imagine a general was killed by just a group of idiots. Can you imagine that? But if in his time he was able to secure Nigeria, protect Nigerians, he would have died in mysterious deaths. And the problem we have, when insecurity is breeding, the government does not checkmate it. This is the only country in the world where people sit down, they will be praying, miracle money will come. Miracle money will come. Hello? Can you hear me? Yes, the only country in the world. People will go on fasting and prayer. What are they praying for? They are expecting miracle money. Can you sustain it? You are not working. You don't have a skill. You don't have anything attached to your life. But you are in your room. You are praying that somebody should come and send you money. Is that not madness? Something is wrong. So when are we going to come out from this kind of slavery Nigeria have found themselves? Yes. There are certain things ordinarily 21st century we are not supposed to be discussing it. But people just do it. You see, if someone will call your phone number, you will receive an alert. What kind of alert are you receiving? Is that alert from God? Where is that alert coming from? American did they practice it? The European did they practice it? Where are we getting it from? These are things that created problems for Nigeria. A man go to a religious center, he's asked to come and donate 1 million naira. Nobody will ask if this man does he have a job. If he has a job, if he has a job, after donating this money, you think that job will be sustainable any longer? Nobody asks. We just do things as if we are not guarded by the law. Those who are privileged to be in leadership position, they want to suffocate the other privileged one. They want them to die. That is the country we live today. Is it the religious leader? Is it the traditional ruler? Is it the politician? Is there any way you can just say, okay, you can get relief among these people I just mentioned? There is no relief in sight as far as they are concerned. Look at land issue in our state today. You mentioned the traditional ruler, it falls within their power and the rest of them. The late Gani Fawehinmi, when Dia was indicted in the military coup, traditional rulers were invited, just to a kind of, it was politics anyway, between Abacha and the traditional rulers. When they came out, nothing fruitful came out of that meeting. Fawehinmi, the late Gani Fawehinmi, may he so rest in peace. He made the statement concerning those who went there. Even while he was dying, they said he should recant that statement. He said no. Even if he's good, that is the reason why he's dying. He should die and never come back to life again. You can see the kind of country we find ourselves today. People are not serious. Government is not serious. Today is Sunday. When you go to each of the worship centers today, it's filled to capacity. You will see people will say, let's come and pray for the governor so that he can know what to do. The man say, let's pray for the governor, and the governor you are praying for, they need to go for a psychiatric test. How would you tell a woman who probably her total income is not even up to 10,000 naira, then you are telling to pray for a man who control your revenue, who control everything about you? When he's sick, he can fly to UK, he can fly to The Hague, he can fly to any part of the world for treatment. Then a woman or a man who cannot even pay the children's school fees, you are telling to come to the city center, Ring Road, you Benin, Ekiagbado, come and do prayer. Nigeria, there's a problem in this country. They need to wake up. They need to wake up. I've never seen a place where the European, where they gather to be praying against or to pray for government to perform very well. When Americans were going to Iran to go and fight, I'm not aware if they went there with prayers and the rest of them, but they went there with technology and good policy of their government. It was well tabled, well organized, well managed, and they went there, victory came to their own side. But in the case of Nigeria, a lot of things going on here. This 21st century, you don't even expect from a country, even from an individual. They are happening in Nigeria. We are just like, Nigeria is just like a woman without a husband. I don't know where they are taking this country to. It's an unfortunate people leading us. When you look at their age is not on their side. Smartness is not on their side. Health is not on their side. These are people always indicating interest to become leaders of this country. It's an unfortunate situation. I would have expected that within the range of the former governor of Edo State, Obaseki, Peter Obi, Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo, within those range, let them be the one ruling this country as a president. If you are above 70, you want to go to the Senate, you can go to the Senate. When you go there, go sleep, go there with your air conditioner, go and sleep there. Not you going as a governor who will be running from one place to the other, or as a president running from one place to the other. But it's also unfortunate, in 1999, those who became governors in our various states across the length and breadth of Nigeria, they were all youth. About 90% of them failed woefully. They all looted our local treasury. Nothing good came out of their tenure of office. They looted. So it's an unfortunate situation. I don't know where they are taking this country to. A country where a military officer is kidnapped, either the government of the family of the military officer is meant to go and pay ransom to people who ordinarily are idiots and non-entities. So what are we not talking about? A military officer you see before now, you'll be running away. I won't lie you. Democracy destroyed Nigeria army. Politicians destroy Nigeria army. Nigeria army, we know what they are capable of doing. Their power have been tested within and outside the shores of Nigeria. But their underperformance today is from these so-called people who call themselves politicians. They are the one creating problem for the military. They have interfered into the military. they have created a lot of problem for them. Today, a military officer will even prefer to be a watchman to a politician instead of doing their constitutional job. So it's so unfortunate and uncalled for. If the military cannot protect our lives, cannot protect our lives, who will then not protect Nigerians?
Please hold on first. Somebody's calling. Hello, sir. We're on live.
Yeah, I know. I can see you. I'm watching you now. I only watch you every day.
Yeah, do you want to contribute, sir?
Yeah, a little bit, sir. We allow.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. It's already on speaker. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I really thank you for what you are doing. More especially our state, in those states. And thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
God will bless you. God bless you. God bless you. My contribution is that because of this, what this our brother just said now about Baseke and Soludo and all that. You understand?
Yeah.
You see, like our own state, let me talk about my state. We are not really united. It's just like when when you see some of our youth, the way they are behaving, it's frustrating people on the street. Somebody like this, our brother, we all try for him.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you, sir. Yeah, I know him.
I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, I know him.
Hello?
I know him, sir. Go ahead, sir.
I'm so disappointed in him.
Okay.
You understand?
Mm.
These are the people we try for, even talk by everybody contribute for. Even this sea of phone that is doing a linking. We are ahead for so many areas for people to give him job. Moment of Baseke just out of power. Look at the way this guy was just talking.
Okay.
Look at the words and what he just slapped just because of so much infrastructure.
Yes.
What does that mean? Well, we are just blaming all this our politicians. The one that is coming, they are the worst. I'll take my word, my brother. Look at Osano. I'm so disappointed in that man. He made money under Obaseki. Obaseki did not give him contracts. Sorry, what the appointment. He didn't give him money. But he was making money through this CFO.
Yeah.
You are a CFO. You understand? But since Obaseki left now, are you be hearing a CFO anymore in those things?
No way.
Because the governor cannot sign.
Yeah.
The governor cannot sign. No, people don't destroy something like that, man. I'm so angry with that our brother. Let's leave Apostle, something like that. Apostle. Yeah, something like that. I know that man is. I will not really blame that one so much. You understand? Look at this respect Albert is having. Look at you. You can pay for this governor.
Yeah.
I want you. You are among the people that can pay for this government.
Yeah.
Well, when you see the thing, what you can pay for, at the end of the day, you see that it's not going to the right way. You fall out with him.
Yeah.
I say the truth.
That's my life.
That is how to know a responsible person, my brother. Not the worst and the opposite did well. Look at the money that that guy was saying that bridge, flyover that was Sanakodi is shouting on. Do you know how much they have spent on that place? How many billions? Where will that flyover take us to infinity? Where will it take us to? They are just there shouting a flyover in this current way. I don't understand. I'm so disappointed in that our brother. That is my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Chris, go ahead, sir.
Thank you so much. You see, the situation of
what the man is trying to say, the man is saying exactly what we are saying. Even the youth are more dangerous more than these old leaders we are talking about. When they see opportunity, they will misuse it. They are all looking for money.
Yes, you see, you can't throw the baby and the water away. If I'm speaking against the politician, I'm speaking against the youth who have no place to call home anymore. But let's deal with the politician first. The youth, they are also a very big problem. When you come to Benin today, go to most of the ski centers. You cannot find a Benin man, the Benin boy there.
Oh.
The only thing the man that owns the shop or the business will tell you, they know they learn work. They know they learn work. If you are looking for an architect or a builder today, you are going to get somebody from Benue State. All these things I'm saying, to look as if I'm lying. You cannot get a Benin man doing that job. You cannot get a Benin. What are they doing? They are into crime. When I say crime, they are the one giving directive to some of these kidnappers. They are into Yahoo. They are into blood money. But I'm not aware. I didn't study it in economics, banking, and financial accounting, where ritual money is part of the economy. You see our youth today, they are living an affluent life. They use one of the most expensive cars. Even some of you that comes from Europe, you can't even use that car. But the question you need to ask them, what's your skill? Where's your business center? Where are you operating from? They can't give you a clear answer. But they live one of the most luxurious life. When they are building their houses, they don't build it within the city center. Their house is always in a distance. The government have not been able to checkmate this youth. Where are you guys getting this money from? The DSS, they are failing Nigerians. The police, they are failing Nigerians. When you go to most of the checking point, police, DSS, they are holding on to POS. When they catch these Yahoo boys, they will tell them pay money via POS. Is that not madness? Are we not breeding insecurity as a result of these guys who have gone into this kind of business that is not easy to introduce to the public? Before now, if you are a mechanic, you are successful with your mechanic work. You say, I bought my first car when I was 23 years old. I started building my house when I was 15 years old. I didn't go to school, but this is my skill. This is where I'm getting my money from. But you see, are you today? They're not working, but they use the biggest car. They live one of the most comfortable homes. The government have not been able to come in. A whole lot of things is creating problem in Nigeria. What we just believe, or our security personnel just believe, that when a man goes steal, that man is a criminal. The man is making Nigeria uncomfortable. But did we ask, how did he become a criminal? I was reading the history of Anini some few days back now. You know, I still saw it online. I said, let me read the history of this man. At the age of 23 or 25 years about how he started some of these things he was doing, and the rest of them, from a mechanic to a driver, and just like that. You understand? But what he was doing, he came from a community, he came from a family, he came from a state. The people were unable to check. When we were growing up, you know now, if you don't go to school, you don't come out from your house. No. You must remain indoor, pending when your mates come back from the school. Because if you are seen outside, the elders in the street, you will explain to them why you were not in the school on that same very day. If your parents don't have the money to pay, a God-fearing mother or a father in that company will say, tell your parents to come and see me. They will give the money, but return the money as at when due. But we no longer have that kind of parents. We no longer have that kind of society. Religion is not helping. Our culture is not helping. Nothing is helping anymore. Everybody seems to be living their own life, and the life they are living is not helping us. When you are sending your children to Harvard, to Massachusetts to go and school, think of how to send your brother's children, your neighbors, think of how to send them to school. Because if you don't send them to school, by the time your children are graduate to work in any of the big multinational companies and the rest of them, they will become the kidnapper that will wreak havoc on those children. Yes. We've not been able to sit down practically and think on how to provide solution to the problem of Nigeria. When the child is not in school, the child refuses to learn a trade, then the child on the long run will become a criminal. When you go to the city center, Ring Road, Ramat Park, Apapava, Mission Road, my brother, you will think all these Alamaji, they are no longer in the north. The government have not been able to sit down. What are these children doing here? They are school age. If Edo State government cannot manage them, think of how to return them back to their state. It's not their right that they must be resident and constitute nuisance here. They should be returned back to their state. I am not tribal. If you say I'm tribal, so be it. But when you go to this place I mentioned, my brother, you just know that our government, they are sleeping. Go to Mission Road. When you go to Mission Road, it's a sorry sight. Right from the days of Lucky Gbidedion, Oshomole, Osubo, Obaseki, and this present administration. My brother, when you drive through that place, you ask yourself if we have government. If we have a responsible government, the government would have created another platform through which these people, either they are relocated there or you take them back to their state. Is there anything wrong if the government decides to pay them off? Please don't come back to our state again. Go back to your state. The government will never reason because we don't have a responsible leader. People who are leading this country, go and check their profile. They're not good. They're not good. Go and check their profile. A man want to become a president, you can't get his information online. You generally cannot even talk to him and say, Oga, how many children do you have? How many wives do you have? They will tell you African man, they don't count the children, they don't count the wife. That is where their Allah started from. Yes. A Norwegian king, are you permitted to come and count the number of children they might have? I'm asking you.
Yeah, everybody knows the number of children he has. He has only one wife.
Can you tell us the number of wives they have?
Eh?
Yes, the number of wives they have. Most of these European kids, the rest of them.
Most of them have one wife.
But in Africa, you can't count their children. You can't count their wives. You don't know, everything looks somehow miserable. You can't understand. How will a society like that grow? But when they are sick, they run to Europe, they run to America. If America was structured like that, if the Europeans were structured, Europe was structured like that, it would have been a better place that you guys are running to. Where there's insecurity in the country now, they think of how to run away. But when there's insecurity in Europe, the Europeans, they will remain. When there was crisis in Niger Delta, the Niger Delta people didn't run away from Niger. They remained within Niger Delta. The killing was more mindless than what you are seeing in the north today. But they resisted the situation and they remained within. And the reason why the government of Nigeria intervened in the case of Niger Delta, because that was the mercy of Nigeria economy. Now in the north, they don't even have value for life. Their religion also play a very negative role. Over this lingering insecurity, some powerful individuals are also benefiting from it. So at the end of the day, they wouldn't want the situation to subside because they are making money. Governors are making money, politicians are making money, mindless individuals are also making money from it at the expense of the ordinary people on the streets. So where do you think this country is going to? It's an unfortunate situation. I don't really know. So first, I sit down to do my personal overview, my personal analysis. This is the most ridiculous time in the history of this country. And I pray that God will help us by the grace of God.
Now, Chris, before we wrap it up, you see, we have a lot of candidates that is coming out to become the president of Nigeria now. Tinubu is there, Peter Obi is there, Goodluck Jonathan is there, Atiku is there. Among these four candidates, it's your own choice. Me, I have my choice already. Me, I've made my decision already. Which one do you think is most competent as this present Nigeria today?
Now, let me just, I'm not owing anybody apology. I'm going to emphasize on it. Yes. Let it be only Dara now. You don't carry, me don't carry. It go the next person body. Jonathan was once there. Jonathan is the most privileged Nigeria president. Yes. He started as a deputy governor. He became a governor. He became a vice president. He became a practicing president. He became a president. He doesn't need Aso Rock anymore. Aso Rock don't want him anymore. Okay. On the issue of Tinubu, Tinubu took Nigeria to the 60s. Tinubu took Nigeria to 60s. Age is not on his side. Smartness is not on his side. Let me not talk about any other part of his lifestyle again. I don't want to speak on it. So for me, with his underperformance today, Tinubu is not supposed to even get a poster. He's not supposed to print a poster. Yes. Obi, Kwankwaso, they are still to some men, they are still useful. They still have something in their head. If Obi study accounting, if you bring accounting textbook, he can still read. Tinubu, only God knows what he studied. He can't tell you exactly what is in one of his textbooks today. Yes, I'm saying it. So what I urge Nigerians, we do not just speak like this. We don't talk like this. Let every Nigerian go register. Go get your PVC. Vote for Kwankwaso and Peter Obi, irrespective of what they are coming from. We did it in the days of Abiola. Abiola was a Muslim. Tofa was a Muslim. Yadra was a Muslim. Irrespective of their religion affiliation, Nigeria undermined it and voted for a man who they felt probably would have been able to deliver the dividend of democracy. But unfortunately, the military came and thwarted that opportunity. But we are going to replicate same come 2027, Peter Obi and Kwankwaso, Nigeria must queue behind them. If we know we want to come out from this situation, APC, led by Tinubu administration and the former head of state, late General Muhammadu Buhari, we will not continue with their policy and ideology. We can't continue. If we say we are naive about their system of their style of leadership, then we are in for another terrible situation again. I urge Nigerians, go get your PVC. Do everything within your power, get your PVC. On that very day, don't allow your traditional leader to convince you, your religious leader, your father, your mother, not even your way of your street to convince you. Go and vote your mind. Vote for Peter Obi and Kwankwaso so that Nigeria can be liberated from the hands of this mindless individual who does not mean well for the future of this country. So I submit, my brother.
Thank you very much. Likewise, me. This is Ogele TV on YouTube, Ogele Talk Show on Facebook. Today, I'm urging all Nigeria, go and get your PVC. If the government can make a law that will enable diaspora to vote, that will be appreciated. I will appreciate the government of the day. But for me, go and get your PVC, vote Peter Obi and Kwankwaso. Okay, ticket is okay for Nigeria because the way we are heading to, forget about Atiku, forget about Tinubu, forget about Goodluck Jonathan. These guys have nothing to offer. You see, Obi, why I prefer Obi for Nigeria now? This man have what it takes. This man has come out in the public domain to tell Nigeria, this is where I started my primary school from. This is my secondary school. This is my university I attended. This is how I make my, this is how artistic the man has proven everything to Nigerians. Obi is the only man that is moving around since he lost election. He never give up. He's still talking in the affair of the Nigerians. He never give up. Nigerians should go and wake up, go and get your PVC. Don't allow people to betray, to confuse you on what to do. Obi is the man for the job. We should stop this tribal politics. Even the Obi and Iboma is in Nigeria. Allow Iboma to rule. Let's see it. Hausa and Yoruba has been ruling us for decades. What have we have not benefited anything. If we talk about the driving of the economy of Nigeria today, Igbo contributes 75% in every part of Nigeria. We should not deceive ourselves. Even in my state, the businesses we are seeing in Ring Road, Mission Road, is owned by the Igbos. How many are those? Go to Lagos State, go to Kano State. They are all over. So it's time for we to rise up as a Nigeria. Vote Peter Obi and Kwankwaso. Okay, ticket is okay for Nigeria. Thank you very much. God bless every one of you. Chris, do you have something to say before I wrap it up now? I want to close the day.
Not really. I want to thank our viewers all over the world. Thank you for all you guys are doing. We want to pray and encourage your loved ones here in Nigeria. Go vote, go get your PVC so we can change the system that is in operation today. We want our life to be secure. We want our property to be secure so that tomorrow we can smile once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother Chris. Good night. Let's call it today. We'll see you guys for the next